What's up, guys? It's PJ, and it's time for another video. Um, it is Sunday night, about 9:45. So this video is out of character for me because I usually don't do anything major on Sunday nights. I usually check discussion boards for school, but usually Sunday nights I'm brain dead because I have just I have just spent Sunday at work because, like you guys know, well, some of you may know. If you're new, you don't know. But I work at a church. I'm basically functioning in the position of a young adult pastor, aka college pastor, while I'm completing my undergrad, which hopefully should be next December. So, but um, today was kind of a special day for me. Or let me back up. Today was not so much special, but it was significant um, for me, and I through thinking through that, I just wanted to I felt like some of the thoughts that came up uh, needed to be shared, so I decided to hop on here and make a quick video. So let me back it up a little bit. Last summer, so not this past summer, but the summer of 2018, after I came home from my yearly week at Johnny and Friends Family Retreat, I noticed uh, STMs, or short-term missionaries, or our volunteers that we use for camp. We had enough, but for somebody who's really passionate about the ministry and wants to do that full time after I get done with school, hopefully, um, I'm I've been in the mindset of how can I help make this better? How can I help it grow? So I came home and prayed about it for a little while and talked to a couple people, and they were like, okay, you need to start going around and talking to different churches about what camp is, what you do at camp, and all that stuff, and see if you can fire up some people to come be volunteers. So, and since I already had been working for the local nonprofit ministry that I work for, we had a couple connections um, with some churches that we'd done training for. So I decided to start reaching out to them. Uh, so last November, in fact, a year ago this weekend, um, me and two friends, came together and we spoke at a church. Well, I did most of the speaking, but they were there for moral support. Um, and later on, the ministry project Red that um, I talk about all the time was birthed out of that weekend. It came out of that weekend. Um, in fact, the idea started forming actually at camp, but then it really got busy jumping in our heads when we spoke that weekend um, around the dinner table at like 9 o'clock at night. So we were all brain dead. We were all exhausted because we'd done we'd hung out earlier that morning and then went to the church to speak at their Saturday night service and we're going back to speak uh, with their Sunday morning service. But so that was one piece to why this weekend was so significant. Um, Red's official 1 year anniversary isn't until December, but the idea started in November of 2018. So, but as I'm sitting at work today, because there's one very important piece to this puzzle that I haven't mentioned yet. The church we spoke at that weekend was Christ First Church, the church that I'm now on staff um, at. So, a year ago today, I spoke at a Sunday morning service, or actually, it's a year ago. Tomorrow would have been the Sunday morning service, but this weekend, I spoke for something completely different, and my pastor has even said in passing several times, because like I've talked about in the past, he tried for almost 2 years to get me on staff, but he told me a couple months ago that that weekend was one of the tipping points that really showed him that he wanted me on staff because I was passionate about what I was speaking about, and he really could tell that that I really wanted to help the ministry grow and make the ministry stronger, which is still a goal, even though I'm on staff at a church now, because he knows disability ministry is where my heart is, and he still gives me the opportunity to work in that arena as well as being part of the pastoral staff. So, but that's not really. So you've got the backstory, but what I want to spend a few minutes on is I always knew that God worked in really weird ways to get us where He wants us and to make things happen for us. But to think 1 year ago this weekend, I was speaking at a church where I'd been there before, because that's where my boss for the nonprofit goes. We're actually on staff together, so I'd been there a couple times, um, working on work stuff, for the nonprofit, and had done, I think, 2 trainings for church stuff at that point. Um, but to think I went in, and not even remotely thinking about going on staff, um, not even remotely thinking that was a possibility, because I'd already told him, I told my senior pastor that I did not feel like God was leading me down that road. Um, Ministry was always in the forefront, but ministry, that direction was not where I thought I was gonna go. And then, let's see, December, January, February, March, April, 5 months after that, he offers me a staff position, and then 2 months after that, I roll into my first Sunday on staff. So in the space of a year, my ministry direction hasn't changed, but it's taken a detour, and it's a detour I didn't expect. And it's a detour full of challenges and full of hurdles that I didn't even know were even possible. Because, like I said in my last video, I'm building a ministry from the ground up. There was nothing there when I got there. They had tried a couple different things, but nothing had really stuck. And granted, I only have 2 people, but since I started, those 2 people have been there. One person's been there every week, and one person's only missed 1 week, and we're 1 week away from finishing our first Bible study. So, size-wise, it's not where I want it, but I'm building something that will hopefully be there long after I'm gone. So is it, again, necessarily where I was gonna go? No. Are there days where I don't know what I'm doing? Yes, but I have an awesome team of fellow pastors around me, and fellow ministry leaders around me throughout the church and even outside the church, that are lifting me up and praying for me, and are always there if I need to call. So the thing I want to pass on to you guys is, one, if you have a disability, and even if you don't have a disability, do not sell yourself short, because looking back, I was probably selling myself short a little bit. Don't let anybody else sell you short. And just listen for what God has, even though it's not necessarily where you thought you were gonna go. Just say yes and see what happens. So yeah, that's kind of why my weekend has been so great. My last couple days, they've been surreal. Just to think that a year ago, this weekend, I wasn't even thinking about something, and now that one thing I wasn't even thinking about, I'm doing. So, yeah, disability never sleeps, and it's time to push 24/7. And I will see you guys next time.